and I've stuck the Vortex Venom on this one, took the SRO off of it and put it onto my competition gun. So let's do a quick trigger pull comparison. 5.31, 5.2. All right, so that was double action. Let's try double action on the practice gun, no trigger job. .10, 10.16. Switch over to single action. Single action on this one is actually pretty good. So we're on the practice gun, no trigger job. £2, 1.4. .13. Oh, I'm back on double action. Sorry. Let's try that again. I was wondering, I was going, what? Why is that single action so bad? Okay, so back onto single action again. .15. One more time. Reset. £3. We're going to try the single action now on the my competition gun, which had the trigger job. Let's get that into view. 2.16. .3. 2.3. So not significant difference between the single action on the guns. Like I said, the stock Shadow 2 has a very, very good single action. The double action, though, is horrid. So just look at this. That's the double action on the competition pistol. And now this is the double action on the stock. I can feel the repetitive strain injury already forming in here. Like, it's unbelievable. This is the other cool feature of this trigger job. I'm going to find a spot that kind of lines up with the take-up. Okay, right there. That little tiny white fleck there, if you can see that. Okay, I've got the gun, the trigger, right on the edge of that plexiglass. And that's how far the take-up is on the stock Shadow 2 without a trigger job. Now let's line up the, where's my little spot? There it is. Right there. So that's how far the non-trigger job went to. So pretty much half. So take-up is definitely reduced as well. And it's smooth. Oh my gosh, it's smooth. It's just such a crisp trigger. Oh my goodness. So I'm at a bit of a dilemma here because shooting this, or I should say shooting the shadow, because this was my first gun. This is my baby. This kind of ruined every other gun for me. I got rid of my SIGs. I had 2 SIG Sours. I have the P10F. I don't really shoot that very much. The P09, same thing. Maybe when I do a trigger job on the P09, I'll go back to shooting that. But really, this gun, the Shadow 2, ruined it. Ruined every other gun for me. Now, the Shadow 2 with a trigger job has ruined every other Shadow 2 for me. Oh, it's crazy. Anyways, I don't know what to do now. I have, I want to do a trigger job on this one, but I have about 4,000 rounds of practice ammo and a steel challenge ammo that I've set up specifically for this gun with that optic, shooting that load of 124 grain hollow points with 231 4.0 grain. And it's a great load for that, but again, I don't know if because I'm going to be setting this up very specific for a load, and it's going to be 231 3.5 grains of 147 Cam Pros. So it's tough. I think what I'll do is I'll just burn the ammo through my practice gun and then do a trigger job on it and have it be as, oh man, that is just gorgeous. Look at that. And the thing with this one too is this is a brand new gun. Like, there has not been any ammo run through it apart from what CZUB did at the factory to just get their sight grouping pictures there to see you know, if it's shooting okay. And obviously it was, but yeah, so if I run 1,000 rounds of ammo through it, this is gonna break in even. It's just, well, the action is just going to smooth out even more, and I think after 5,000 or 6,000 rounds, it's going to be even better. So maybe I should be using this for practice and just burning some ammo through it to get it broken in. But anyways, I hope that answers any questions you had out there about stock versus the trigger job. And my pick, there's no comparison, honestly. On the single action, it's pretty close, but the double action is mind-blowing, honestly. And the double action is the one shot that I always struggled with the most, because that trigger pull is pretty stout for that gun. But now, I won't have to pre-stage the trigger anymore. It's just pull the gun out of the holster, get it on target, and start shooting. And then once it's past that first shot, these two are pretty close. Like, when you're in double action, these two are pretty similar. I don't think there's too much of a difference between the two, really. It's not like this is a 1.5 pound trigger. That's freaky. Like, I've shot a gun, or not shot a gun, but I've pulled the trigger on a gun that has a 1.5 pound trigger, and that's just too twitchy for me. This is going to be perfect. I'm going to leave it at that and see what happens when it wears in after 4,000 or 5,000 rounds. And I don't think that's going to make a fundamental difference really with the trigger, except for smooth it out. Smooth it out. What's to smooth out? It's already smooth. Like, honestly, polish those parts. And if you can get a hold, if you are thinking of doing that trigger job, these are the things to get. I wonder if I have a part number on these. I don't. Sorry. I can't even remember where I got them from. But anyways, so this is like a 6 or 7 step polishing process. So everything, you know, starts off with the coarsest polished paper, ending down at the fine end. When you're down to that pink polish paper already, it's smooth. Like, it is seriously smooth. Getting down to the finest grit, it makes it like glass. It's just so satiny smooth. It's amazing. Anyways, I can go on about this all day, but I won't. So thanks for watching, and hope this answers any questions.